Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back at it and back into it. This is The Local Show. We're so happy to be here and happy that you have found this show and found us on YouTube. More people are finding us there because they like to see what we look like, see what the guests look like. And
more than the guests, I think. I think they want to see what I don't know that they want to see us, Tom.
I think people are still intrigued about radio shows and the way things are done. Because
it's not like it was back in the day. Remember when you were there, right? Yes. I wasn't, but you were there on radio. I was in media, but you were there, and there was a magic mystery to it.
Yes, there was.
Right? In the film marker days. And
I always, remember the wired woodshed and
grab it and slam it and see you in the morning. I do too.
And I felt like he was a friend, like he was a family member. Don Dower.
I remember. Good transition to Brian DuMond. We can transition.
He's my age. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about family and a friend.
Oh, family and a friend. Okay, good. I thought he was indicating that you were ancient.
No, he's younger than me.
Yes. That's true. How are you, Brian?
I am confused. We'll say that.
Very nice.
What, that you're like a friend?
No, I'm just confused on the whole conversation, but we'll go there. Okay. So I see, old radio show, I go back as far as, was it Buy It or Bag It?
Yes, well, that was Phil Marker. That's when I was there.
Yeah. So that's as far back as I go.
Phil was wonderful. I think Phil's still around.
Yeah.
I saw him not too long ago. So, Brian, you are the president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan, and I think what we like to show here is that you're down to earth. You're not like Mr. Drysdale. For those of you who remember, do you remember Mr. Drysdale?
I used to have an autographed picture of Mr. Drysdale.
That's awesome.
No lie. I got a good friend give it to me when I got the job as bank president.
That's funny.
How about Mr. Wow.
And he was going to give me the actor that played Mr. Potter.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And he said, I better not do that. That might be a little bit too far, but he thought, so I had that up there for the longest time. And people would come into my office and they'd take a look at it. And they wouldn't say anything because they're trying to figure out
where it's from, right?
Who is this? It looks familiar.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say anything. So I'd get a good chuckle out of that. And I'd wait for a little while before I'd say, oh, did you notice the picture?
How about Mr. Mooney?
Oh, Mr. Mooney, right.
Mr. Mooney would be great, too.
Right?
Yeah, that's another one.
They're kind of on the same fabric.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, from Lucille Ball, in case anybody's going, Mr. Mooney from Lucille Ball.
There's no way this audience
and Mr. Drysdale from the Beverly Hillbillies,
right,
just in case anybody doesn't recognize.
Funny
to give you a vision of who I am, I have a Groucho Marx business card holder on my desk.
There we go.
So that kind of that gives you a sense of what I'm about.
Absolutely. Well, and you create a nice culture over there. We had Christy, and who was the other guy? Shauna.
Oh, they were awesome.
Yeah, she was awesome. And everybody has that very approachable feel to them. And I think that you foster that over there.
Well, I think that's what customers love is they want to feel when they come into an establishment that they're comfortable. And especially when you're doing your banking, because that's complicated. It's your money. It's something people get nervous about. And so if you come into an atmosphere where you trust the people and you have that more laid back environment, it's a lot easier to do business.
Right. So the white elephant in the room, and I think you could probably address it, is, a lot of people are talking about, is the banking shaky and, is my bank going anywhere? Geddes Federal Savings and Loan, local and not worried about anything?
We're not worried one bit. Mm-hmm. And it's really kind of an interesting thing. I hate to do this because it's so wrong, but it's a great illustration. Way back in the day, there was that movie, It's a Wonderful Life, right? With the Bailey Building and Loan.
Yeah.
And we are far from that, but we're built on the same principles where we take in money for savings accounts, CDs, checking, and then we invest that money in mortgages and home equity loans. Okay, we don't get involved in these high-risk investments. We don't get involved in high-risk activities. What few investments we have are, top-rated, backed by the government, fully guaranteed. So we are about as safe a place as you can put your money.
Excellent. That's great.
So how's the mortgage business these days? Are people still, I know rates have, of course, changed, and they're not at historic lows, but what's going on with mortgages?
Right now, there's two things happening. There's in the market and then what Geddes Federal's doing. So in the market right now, if you're looking ahead, a lot of folks are banking play on words, that the rates will be going down in the future. And we're seeing a lot of adjustables come in, a lot of 10-1 arms, a lot of 9-1 arms. And that's a big deal because what they're banking on is they're going to say, okay, maybe for the next year or two, we'll be paying these higher rates. But we think that the rates will be going down. And that's where we're going to put our money and take that risk. And, you know, the ARM rates traditionally are lower than the fixed rate mortgages.
Okay. Oh, so that's a win-win.
It is a win-win. Now, I'm not saying that the rates are going down. I'm saying that's what some folks are projecting.
Projecting, yeah.
And enough of them are projecting it that we are doing very well. I would say about a third of our new mortgages have been adjustable rate, and that's a lot.
You unpacked that a couple visits ago, and it made sense. It just made sense. And I would have always thought, well, you need to nail a rate in. You don't want to, but It made sense. And you had like one shot at recalculating it. Is that what it was?
No, the way it works is like this, is that, let's say it's a 10-1 arm. Okay. Yep. After 10 years, it will reset. That's annually. Right. The rate will reset. But the thing about it is how many people are in their house for more than 10 years.
That's what you were talking about. Right.
Yeah, right.
And a lot of people with their starter homes or their second homes or whatever, you go through 3-4 houses in a lifetime. And boy, if you can get a better rate with a 10-1 arm, that might be the way to go.
Right. Are people still stepping towards you for certificates of deposit and those things? Are those still popular?
CDs are what Geddes Federal is all about. CDs and IRAs, those tend to be the primary deposits we take in to fund the mortgages. And as a result, our rates are very competitive in that area. Yeah. But going back to the mortgages, for the past, I would say month and a half, we have been priced very, 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 very competitively.
It's a lot of varies.
I'm not going to say that you can't find a better one, but you're going to have to look awfully hard.
Yeah. And maybe far, maybe not here.
Right, but we have really done that on purpose. We really, as you said, there isn't a lot of activity out there. There's not a lot of homes for sale.
Right.
Well, if your primary business is mortgages, you want to bring in as many as you can.
Sure.
So we're pricing our mortgages to sell, if that makes any sense. I feel like was it the old Crazy Eddie? Well, these things are priced to sell and blah blah. Yeah. But the fact is our mortgage pricing right now is extremely competitive.
Yeah. And really quickly, the home equity loan's still pretty hot. Great time to do that.
It is because, again, finding a home that you want is very difficult.
Sure.
So, taking a look at the home that you have and going into a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit and making it the home you want is still very, very attractive.
Excellent. Well, there he is, down to earth and humorous and all that kind of stuff. It's Brian DuMond, president of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Thank you so much, Brian.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
You got it. Have a great rest of the day. That's going to do it for us, Steve. We're going to wrap up the local show, and that means you can go out and mow your lawn.
Maybe catch some walleye, or Tom. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead. Try it.
Okay.
Dixie Spinners all the way. All right. On behalf of the local show and Zoey Advertising and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Take a walk today and every day with a family member or a friend. That keeps the weight down and the mind clear. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1 and then again on Sunday mornings from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising 3809.